Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and this is Oxenfree.
Ooh, whoa, I don't feel... This is weird. My legs feel like butter or something.
Yeah, we'll, let's just get through.
Yeah, do let's. So, in the last episode, it looked like it was just going to be a backtracky episode, but in actuality, we made some progress. We opened up the bomb shelter and actually...
I have an idea.
Mr. Jordan, couldn't we have him reborn?
Oh no, come on, Jonas, don't turn freaky now.
Okay, I'm... Jesus Christ, I really hate that. But I think,
Are you okay now, really?
yeah, I think. It's just, look, it's scary, needless to say, when I, drown or whatever in my own body, and it's starting to feel like, how do I say this? 'Cause
It's okay, Jonas. Just say what's on your brain.
I just want to say, I think it would have been, interesting, us living together, for whatever, senior year. And I'm just glad I met you, that's all. I'm just glad we met.
Oh, Jonas, you big sap.
Okay, alright, that's all, nothing to see here. And now we can go back to the whole escaping and trying to live another day thing.
And we're gonna be fine, by the way. There's no... You don't have to put it like it would have been, whatever, to live together. We are gonna live together, and you're someday soon gonna eat all the peanut butter, and when I go make a sandwich, I'm gonna be mad.
Alright.
Well, this is another instance where the conversation is supposed to last you the entire trip back, but as I was trying to say, we made story progress, but we also made a lot of side quest progress as well, by collecting almost all the anomalies and Adler letters, and the last two are on this screen. And obviously the ghosts are getting a little bit troubled by the fact that we've got a plan and it's probably going to work, so they're trying to intimidate us into thinking that it won't work, but it will because we're the protagonists, right? Question mark? Anyway, final anomaly.
It'll be good having somebody else here to watch after the grounds, Bill.
I was at Park Warden in Grants Pass, so this'll be old hat to me. William Marshall, a local park ranger working in Edwards Forest, killed himself today after what his wife describes as a years-long battle with depression. His body was found hanging from a tree in the...
Well, that's... I'm not even going to joke about that, that's just sad. So, I do believe that's all the anomalies now. Sure enough it is, so I believe there's an achievement for that. I don't see why there wouldn't be. There's also one achievement for every 4 Adler letters, I think, not counting the first one, because there are 13 in total, but the first one's story required and the rest aren't. Now, this section over here, you would have thought that you can't get to, because it's over a fairly large gap off to the side in this area. But as it turns out, this jump here, you can actually make. And not only can you, but you get an achievement for it, and at certain points in the game you get bonus dialogue from Jonas, but I don't know if he's going to give it this time, because we are sort of in a story situation.
Oh, Jesus, what are you doing jumping across that? There's like another way down here.
Look, Jonas, I do like 1,000,000 jumping jacks a day. This is nothing.
Oh, I didn't realize. Sorry.
Well, that was the dialogue I had in mind. Now, I would like to check out that creepy furniture that started appearing, because that seems to be the ghost's, low-key motif. Because they just seem to have a thing for dumping random furniture on the island, and we still don't have an explanation for that. So you might wonder why I'm heading down here when the exit is actually up and to the right rather than down to the right. Well, final Adler letter, so, Station 140.1.
A fallen Tango, Romeo, Echo, Echo, now called something else.
Yeah, it's now, Lima Oscar Golf. Because a fallen tree becomes a log. I'm not sure what to think of that puzzle. Anyway.
I guess Maggie was the one who had this place turned into a park.
That's nice, I suppose, and I do believe that is all of the letters. Now, I'll look at those in more detail shortly, at a more poignant point in the story, but we do still have some actual progress to make here, because we opened the bomb shelter, and we should at least get to a turning point in the story before, wandering off into the past of the island that is completely an optional thing to find. Now, I will say, it isn't possible to get every single achievement in a single run of this game. Yes, you can jump over that gap, get all the anomalies, all the Adler letters, but there are some that are pertinent to ending outcomes that are mutually exclusive. So you're going to have to play through this game several times to get every achievement, and I'm only missing one at this point, and it's an achievement that it's not easy to get. And I don't tend to get it on this run, but you have to make everyone hate you by the end of the run. That's the story there. Anyway, chair there.
I think this, stuff is getting pulled in from, like, their time or something. This is so weird.
Yeah, it's not exactly a good omen. I think we're running out of runway here.
Plus the skyline's starting to get a bit lighter as well, so they said we had until dawn, and dawn hasn't quite broken yet, and we still have the bomb shelter. We have a plan. And as I keep alluding to, clearly the ghosts are intimidated, and that's why they're exerting their power, and they're not just flexing their ghostly, non-corporeal muscles or something. And anyway, I'm rambling.
Okay, I'm just gonna say one thing, and then I promise it'd be the last time I bring it up tonight. But you know you screwed up with Ashley at the concert, right? I mean, it's not a giant thing, but still.
What concert? It wasn't... You can't call it a concert. It was like an all-day, all-night, like, festival with tents and, like, 100 bands.
I don't care if it had 1,000,000 bands, Alex. Ashley had stolen her mom's car to go. And I know you say you didn't know that, which, whatever, but you still knew Mom and Dad had barred you from going. Just tell me it's the last time I hear about you stealing a car. However inadvertently.
It'll be the last time, but maybe not for the reasons you think.
I don't really care about the reasons, just for my own sanity, don't do it anymore. Oh, and I wanted to say, per your advice, I think I'm gonna really, commit to Clarissa. That sounds dumb, like I'm pinning her or something.
Wow. Big man on campus. I don't know why I said that. Big step. That's what I mean. Big step.
It's not a big deal. I'm just letting you know, so... I don't know why. I just wanted to tell you. Come on, let's get to the Sentry before the last boat comes. I gotta get the visual aid for the history project. And then I just gotta write the stupid essay.
Ugh, Michael, come on. You're graduating in like 3 months. Shouldn't you be coasting?
Hey, I am coasting. This just happened to be slightly fun. It's just like a town history thing for civics, you know? So it's forced me to kinda, I don't know. And I mean, it's funny, I don't know if I even want to be here next year. It's just all so flat. Same people, the same expressions.
Well, if you leave, I'd certainly miss you.
Yeah, no, I'd miss you too. It's just that everybody here knows me, you know? I know you think I have it on easy street, but people looking at you all the time, wanting evidence that it's good, that they lived here, that good things can happen to people that are from here, it can get to be a real drag. Like, how about somebody else be captain of whatever for once?
You are great, though, and you're gonna be great whatever you do. I'm sure of it.
You got spunk, kid.
Yeah, well.
Let's head back before Karen Strands is here. You know, when we saw Uncle Pete last month, I wanted to ask him, because he got out moving to New York. And I asked him if it was hard leaving. Know what he said?
It was hard? I mean, knowing Uncle Peter, he was probably 3 sheets to the wind.
He said the hardest part was deciding what to take with him and what to leave behind. I thought it was, I don't know, for him, kind of almost touching.
Huh, that's actually, that's not bad.
I cannot believe I had to pick you up from the police station because of Grand Theft Auto. I mean, that is too funny.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Alex?
Stop it. Just stop.
You got, you went bad again? I couldn't get you out of it. We should get this done, now.
I saw Michael again. I'm sorry. When I'm there, I just get sucked into it like nothing happened.
Come on, it's alright. I think I can hear Ren and Nona down there.
Right. Well, I guess we should head on then, because as far as everything else is concerned, including reality, that didn't just happen, but I know that the Michael segments always really get to me. Anyway, yo there!
No, I just always do the poster. I mean, you get the option, right?
What are you talking about?
Oh, end of semester finals, AP English. You can game the system, and instead of writing a report, all you have to do is draw a poster of a fake book cover. Yeah, but the trick is you have to claim you're a kinesthetic learner. I have to make something with my hands, teacher, or...
That's good. You got Moxie. I'll have to do that next year.
Well, I don't know. I kinda maybe ruined it for the rest of you since I used that excuse in like 5 classes already. I want to get this off my chest. Just... something happened to us tonight, Alex. Something broke. I don't know if it was the ghosts or whatever, but you've been acting like not you.
Ren.
No, I just...
Ren, are you... This is what you want to tell me before we go in there?
I know. I'm sorry. It's just been a crappy night. I don't even know what I'm saying.
This is stupid, but can we, like, take a picture?
Why?
I don't know. In case things go bad and...
Yeah, let's do it. We're on a beach. Kind of. Let's keep a shred of normal here.
Alright, let's take it.
Alex, get in here.
Alright.
Guys? Guys! God, this is... We have to try the...
Oh my god, Jonas, this is wrong. It's like, they're really gonna do it.
Let's go. Maybe there's still time.
I'd hate to ruin the flow of the moment, but we have those letters and I kind of want to read through those before we make any more progress, because this is the final chapter coming up here, and we can't get through it in the remainder of this episode. I don't want to drag this out. Also, that conversation about the poster indicates that in this run, Ren and Nona aren't going to be an item. They're not going to get together as a couple. I don't know how I did that, because if you do a run of this game where Alex doesn't pick any of the dialogue options at all, you get an achievement for that, by the way, but that results in Ren and Nona not becoming a couple. And that's the only way I've been able to do that. I don't know what I did differently in this run, but I guess it was exposing him at the start and slapping him across the face. That probably had something to do with that, but I did that in my initial run, and they still ended up together. Like, I don't ship them. Nona can do better. So I'm glad that this run reflected that, but I'm going way off topic here. One last thing, if you are going to go for a silent protagonist run, or the strong but silent type achievement, then you can still press the spacebar to interact with, like, things that have white text above them. You just can't pick any dialogue options in a conversation, so in case you were wondering about that. Now, before we go into the bunker, I'm going to read through all these letters, and you can read them yourself, or you can listen to me reading them. The choice is entirely yours, but we do have them in order now, I think. I think there's some sort of order. Either way, I'm going to read through them and see what we can make of them. There's a similar statue of a soldier in Maine, where I grew up. My memory of it is, I think, part of the reason why I said yes when the army recruited me out of college, despite my family's protestations. Anna, my closest friend from childhood, was of course thrilled at the possibility of my escape. I anonymously started the petition in 1975 to have this one made, after the daughter of the Kanaloa crewman Francis Salter asked. I don't know why, a marker maybe, for the hope I once had to help people. Recruits learned communications technology here, and several others learned code breaking. It's true, but due to my aptitude in maths and mechanical engineering, I was assigned code making, specifically ciphers with which to conceal projects from even other government agencies. It was a job I grew increasingly uncomfortable with, but my keen interest in radio science had me pulling double duty as a comms officer. I remember one of the Kanaloa's engineers, Francis, calling me a radio woman. As far as he knew, it was my only job. I was on watch duty in the tower when it happened, having just gotten back from an early leave for the reading of my father's will. For years I childishly blamed him for this, too, his one last act against me, but it was nobody's fault or decision but my own. I'm sure it was Francis Salter who sent the Kanaloa's distress signal. It had been cut off. I still don't know why. I hastily interpreted the garbled transmission as an attempt to jam radar, and so I sent the guidebook recommendation, to scout and bomb if necessary. The USS Walter Roy, a destroyer escort, sunk the USS Kanaloa with friendly fire on October the 25th, 1943. It had held a developmental nuclear reactor in its belly, and had been sent out weeks earlier as a test of its capabilities. Relatively few even knew of its existence, which tripled the base's confusion when the submarine's communications had been cut. No one outside of a handful of us would ever know the truth. I would later discover that a weapons technician of the Walter Roy had been at Francis Salter's wedding. Salter was an engineer on the Kanaloa. I don't know why, but it's strange to me. The first transmissions from the lost soldiers were recorded here by a signal officer training new recruits. I heard about it soon after. Yes, word of the childlike, almost playful messages spread quickly, but the broadcasts were usually dismissed as an ongoing prank, faulty equipment, or AM stations bouncing off the Midland. However, after I successfully decoded one as a mayday from Calvin Gilbert, an electrician who perished on the USS Kanaloa, I knew it had to be something more. Marianne Bozek, forever engraved on the Command Annex's memorial plaque, was a kind, humble woman who helped me decode the ghost's unusual messages. I don't think she ever really believed my hypothesis that they were relays from the sunken submarine, even though she corresponded with, as she put it, a man named Calvin, an electrician who died on the Kanaloa. I pieced together the truth, the cover-up, and my own tragic mistake that killed him and his mates over months of careful deciphering. When people in the comms department began transferring off, I was able to convince my higher-ups, including, coincidentally, one eventual army passenger on board the Kanaloa, Henry Griffin, to bring Anna on board as a replacement. Anna had been working in broadcasting, so it made enough sense to the upper ranks. Incidentally, when I dream, it is usually during this time period, amidst the change, and I'm trying to prevent Anna from ever coming. My belief, bolstered by Anna's and my research conducted largely at the Catbird Station, where interruptions were rare, is that the men and women of the USS Kanaloa were separated from our dimensional existence by the implosion of the submarine's nuclear reactor. I identified one passenger, Henry, by his call sign, and his confused diction and reliance on game logic says to me that their emotional states, if not mental states, have been reduced to that of children, a thought I cling to when I envision Anna's demise. Anna and I frequently conducted tests at what was once the East Barracks here, during the brutal winter of '51. Waves of any kind, radio, nuclear, electromagnetic, seemed able to pass through all existences under certain circumstances, which explained our ability to get communiques sent from them. This might also justify the frequency of hearing one of the Kanaloa's electricians' call signs, Calvin Gilbert, come echoing through the relays. On April 4th, 1952, we would attempt to reverse the manifest breakdown and bring the soldiers back. After stealing equipment from this relay station, Anna and I had entered the cave just before dawn to try and communicate directly with the crew of the USS Kanaloa. We successfully tuned into the source of the temporal tear and spoke, albeit briefly, to Henry Griffin, an SOC sergeant who died on the sub, but the power overwhelmed my dear Anna and she was absorbed into its ridge. All that remains there now is the flickering hue of a partially open gate, a window to a perpendicular space that seems to have augmented the submarine's call. But, of all my regrets, perhaps the deepest is knowing Anna's last vision was of me fleeing from her in terror. After the fort closed, I used the considerable resources from my father's endowment to buy up most of the land or influence government officials to declare that which I could not buy protected. I have not been entirely successful, and have watched in horror as a small tourist industry has precariously sprung upon this cursed island. Even the family of one of the sailors who died, Calvin Gilbert, set up a restaurant to cater to inquisitive out-of-towners. I can promise this, though. The museum will never happen, and the beach and caves will be boarded up. To whoever is finding these notes, understand my hope is that by enshrouding this intelligence in such an obtuse manner, its detection will discourage the most innocent seekers, thereby allowing it to befall the correct person, and not the easily distracted military mind, nor the typically bewildered excursionist. Do not blame the submarine's crew. I don't believe its passengers like Henry Griffin can even understand what has truly happened to them. And you do not have to forgive me for my myriad failures, but please remember the name Anna Shea. Know that she did not deserve her fate. And then the last letter we have is the one that was read out by, well, in this run, Nona when we went to town, so I feel it not necessary to read that one out. So, on that note, we've collected all the letters, we've heard all the anomalies, and we've opened the bomb shelter, so the only thing that remains to do is head inside. So, I have been, and will continue to be, Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode, we're going to put an end to all of this. Or die trying, at the very least. See you then.